Since the dawn of time, the struggle for control over hell has raged between two titanic forces. Lucifer, the morning star, whose pride led to his fall from heaven, and Azazel, the weapon master, whose knowledge doomed mankind. Their war is more than just a contest of strength. It is a battle of ideology, of ancient grudges, and of two irreconcilable visions for the infernal realms. Lucifer, the very name, evokes an image of celestial beauty tainted by ambition. Once he was Samael, the light-bringer, the most beloved of God's angels. His wings shone with the brilliance of 1,000 suns, his voice echoed with divine harmony, and his intellect surpassed all others. But beneath this radiance lurked a fatal flaw: pride. "Non serviam," he declared, "I will not serve." With those words, he ignited the greatest schism in the cosmos. 1/3 of heaven's angels followed him in defiance, and the skies burned as Michael and his loyal warriors cast them into the abyss. Though Lucifer fell, he did not break. Unlike other fallen angels who became mindless beasts of rage, he retained his intellect, his cunning, and his charisma. Hell, under his rule, was not a place of chaotic suffering, but of calculated justice, a system where souls were judged and punished according to their sins. His powers evolved, no longer the pure light of heaven, but a darkness that could bend reality itself. Where once he wielded divine fire, he now commanded hellfire, a force that scorched not only flesh, but the very soul. Azazel's descent was not born of pride, but of fascination. As one of the Watchers, he was tasked with observing humanity from afar, never interfering. But he could not resist. He saw potential in mankind and sought to accelerate their progress, teaching them forbidden knowledge, metalworking, weaponry, the arts of war, even the secrets of beauty and adornment. For this he was condemned. Bound in darkness, chained in the desert of Dudael, with jagged stones pressing upon him, he was left to suffer for eternity. Unlike Lucifer, who fell because he refused to bow, Azazel fell because he could not remain detached. Centuries of imprisonment hardened him. When he finally broke free, he emerged changed. His knowledge turned to wrath. He became Hell's greatest forge master, crafting weapons of unparalleled destruction. But deep within, resentment festered. Why should Lucifer rule, when Azazel had acted not out of vanity, but out of genuine passion for humanity? And so, he gathered his own army. Azazel struck first. His forces attacked 7 key strongholds across Hell, forcing Lucifer's legions to scatter. At first, the Morning Star dismissed the rebellion as a mere inconvenience, until reports arrived of Azazel's weapons. Blades that could sever a demon's essence permanently, shields that turned hellfire against its wielder, armor forged from the compressed agony of the damned. The battle escalated into an infernal war. Lucifer wielded light and shadow with surgical precision, dismantling Azazel's ranks with masterful strategy. But Azazel countered with brute force, each swing of his warhammer shaking the very foundation of hell. It was not just a battle of strength, but of minds. Lucifer invaded Azazel's psyche, forcing him to relive his endless torment. But Azazel had turned that pain into fuel. In response, he conjured Lucifer's deepest fear, not pain, not destruction, but irrelevance, the loss of his legacy. Hell itself trembled. Rivers of fire overflowed, chasms yawned open beneath armies, and the architecture of the underworld twisted under the weight of their struggle. Then, the unexpected happened. While Lucifer and Azazel tore each other apart, a third force entered the fray. Heaven had been watching. As Hell's forces exhausted themselves, the angels struck. A divine legion, led by Michael himself, breached the weakened barriers. Their radiance cut through Hell's darkness like supernovas, their battle hymns drowning out the chaos. Lucifer and Azazel faced an impossible choice: continue their personal war and risk losing Hell itself, or unite against a common enemy. They chose survival. Together, they turned their wrath upon heaven's warriors. The angels, despite their overwhelming power, had weaknesses. They were disciplined but rigid, mighty but predictable. Against the chaos of Hell, their structured strategies faltered. The invasion stalled, and the angels were forced to retreat. In the aftermath, Lucifer and Azazel stood amid the ruins of their battlefield, their temporary alliance already crumbling. The war for Hell's throne had not ended, it had merely been postponed. Lucifer reclaimed his obsidian throne, but his rule was no longer absolute. Azazel, retreating to his forges, gained unprecedented autonomy, his weapons now more fearsome than ever. Hell itself had changed. It was no longer a singular dominion, but a fractured empire, its factions shifting like shadows, its alliances fragile. Above, the angels watched, biding their time, waiting for the next moment to strike. The war was far from over. It had only just begun.